Good afternoon, Patriots. Hello, hello. We're here to bring you a show. We are waiting for our president to go ahead and finish his speech. And boy, oh boy, what a great speech. And with me right here, I've got Shady Groove, at Shady Groove with three O's on Twitter. Hello, Shady.
Good day, Matrix. How are you, sir?
I am phenomenal. That was an amazing speech that we just saw. Oh my gosh. Do you want to just quickly say anything that you saw? I mean, I heard like enemy at the front door. Our ports are the front door. There's a lot of Qism. You noticed something about what the water?
Whenever he was talking about the water bill and the contamination of the water and the intentional contamination of the water, very interesting that he pointed that out specifically. And the whole thing about the farm bill, really, all of the relevant points that are important to him and to the safety and the future here in America, including talking about ethanol and how we had to continue to promote farmers who are growing ethanol. Very good.
Absolutely, and we need our country was built on farming. So and I loved how he said, "Does anybody not love their children here?" Because me as a father, I respect everything that our president is doing with everything. I mean, with the human trafficking, the corruption, the farming, just everything that he's doing. And Q is been very amazing with the drops. And here we're here to actually cover the Q drops for basically 113.19. Basic. I have my thread here. Let me just go ahead and click it up here for you guys. We have our thread here, and we're going to go ahead and talk about the Q alert and my thread for 113.19, and it was for Sunday. So these are yesterday's threads, or two posts yesterday, and this will be under this thread once we're finished with this video. And attempts to block, protect themselves will fail, and more. So let's go. What do you think? Should we get into it, Shady?
Let's go into this first one here, man. Hit it.
All right, let's do it. So there's the cover screen. If you're not familiar with Twitter, I do live Q posts from the aggregators to Twitter for you, and I like to make sure that I stay consistent with that. So Shady, why don't you go ahead and read us that first Q post, 2672.
2672 with a link to Real Clear Investigations. Democrat House focus on POTUS equals insurance extension from Mueller to House. Grand jury testimony underway in several states. Attempts to block and protect themselves will fail. Far beyond political corruption and sedition. And then he points to law governing the removal of a sitting Congress. M/W/Senator lights on. And so that's reading it from the top down. It's interesting on some of these posts how you can read them both ways, but the M and W, man or woman, talking about removal of Congress, the further we've dug into that, there's not been very many of them that have actually been removed ever.
That's right, never in fact. And then lights on, Q, right? Let's just quickly Shady cruise over to the article. This is the article about John Brennan, about the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes plans to investigate the role of former CIA Director John Brennan and other Obama intelligence officials. This is amazing because this is exactly what we want. We know that John Brennan, look at that guy. I mean, he is like so not, he's evil. Jay-Z Knight said it best underneath my thread there after this tweet, that this man is pure evil, and I completely agree. And then, so this is about, he was put there, the conclusion, the intelligence community publicly released conclusion that last year's Russia meddled in the 2000 election was there, quote, to help Trump's chances of victory. Brennan also swore that he did not know who commissioned the anti-Trump research document, even though the senior national security and counterintelligence officials at the Justice Department and FBI knew previous years that the dossier was funded by the Hillary Clinton campaign. So we got all those ties here. Nunes plans to soon release a separate report detailing the Obama State Department's role in creating and dismantling the dossier, which has emerged as foundation for the Obama administration Russia collusion investigation. Among other things, the report will identify Obama-appointed diplomats who worked with partisan operatives close to Hillary Clinton to help ex-British spy Christopher Steele. So it sounds like this stuff is happening, Shady.
And yeah, it's in the news too. It's they if you didn't hear if you didn't hear him speak on Janine Pirro this weekend, I highly recommend you go back and listen to that. It was about 30 minutes. He was with her, maybe a few less, but he was talking about this, and he said we're going to expose people that you would have never believed could be exposed.
Yep, that's in this
And
thread.
yeah, and now they're actually reporting that Brennan was in the main news. It's verified now that Brennan was the source that created the whole thing. They shopped it around. You know, they got the whole set up Christopher Steele all around, stymieing Mr. Trump and this agenda, and keeping their narrative intact. They were desperate, and that's why Q has said so many times how stupid they are and that they never thought she would lose, because they didn't make any efforts whatsoever to cover any of it up.
Absolutely, absolutely, and no efforts. I mean, they thought she would never lose, right? So Q did mention, just moving on into the thread. Q mentioned, the how do law governing removal of a sitting congressman, right? So, Shady, you actually provided this. The senators and representatives shall, in all cases except treason, felony, and breach of the peace, be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of their respective houses, and in going to and returning from the same. So that's Article 1, Section 6, Clause I. So I thought that was very interesting, fine, Shady. So basically, Shady was just talking about the laws of removing sitting senators and reps. It has never been done before, and it's amazing. It's
Well,
amazing.
we are in a government shutdown that is unparalleled in modern history. So this is kind of why I think Q is pointing to information to let us understand, like, how are we going to process these people, especially the ones that are guilty, and the government being closed is really the only window where you're going to get anyone who is a quote unquote elected official. Otherwise, they're off limits, including traveling, back to the Capitol, because it's obviously you're setting a trap for someone.
Yes.
Once you're, yeah, once you're representing, you're off limits. So that is, like Matrix and I have said, even on the Q Lounge and a couple other times, we're not really too anxious for this government to open back up until a lot of this corruption is cleared out. There's moves being made behind the scenes right now with the Fed as well, and with this bill to remove the IRS on HR 25. So all
Right.
these things are going on behind the scenes, which to me would be considered a news story, but to the media, even to Fox media, guys, and I'm not just talking about to left wing media. I'm talking about to all media. No media wants you to start thinking about the Fed. No media wants you to think, hey, how is this relevant to me? But all the creatures that are in Congress are going to protect the Fed because they're all pieces of it. And right now, none of them are sitting in their chairs.
Yeah, and I think that's why our president is tweeting, "It's beautiful out here, the snow, all this cool stuff." Because if he leaves, they could take over the House again, or take over Washington again. So I think this is all part of the shutdown, which we know the shutdown is part of the plan. We know that our president is doing the right things with these people. We know that Chuck and Nancy are hammering and trying to give billions to other countries rather than fund our wall. We all know, as Anons and Patriots, that our national security is dependent on these borders. So the long and the short of it is, we are winning. Patriots are in full control. The POTUS is insulated. They can't do anything in the House. FISA will bring down the House. We could even be looking at removing people. I mean, this is popcorn. Yum. Let's get it.
Yeah, well, I think that we're definitely removing people, and let's just reiterate for maybe some of those out there who are loosely following this stuff. It's this is a ground up operation. You pick up low level people, just like on this whatever, and then you work your way up the chain, and you get people to build ironclad cases. And so those cases have been built. And the way we know that is because we are hearing about this in the news. This was being worked on all year. Q people have known about that, but it being in the news is an exposure to what's happening behind the scenes. And really pay attention, please, to what the president is tweeting right now. We feel like Matrix and I both feel like these are very important comms coming from him, and we're in this fluctuating transition from dark to light in a big way.
Yes.
National Popcorn Day on the horizon, brother.
Coming up on the 19th, 5 more days. Get your popcorn on order. And
Anybody out there, maybe I'll just throw this out there real quick. Go back and read National Popcorn Day posts from last year, all of them. There's about 10 of them or so out there. Very, very interesting what you're going to see. Remember a few days ago, Q said we're 2 days ahead of schedule. So just be thinking about all this stuff loosely and understand that this is not a Nostradamus thing. This is a pay attention thing, and watch and connect and use your brains to connect things.
that's right. Absolutely. So we need to realize that, we're in control, guys, and we need to use our brains. We need to think for ourselves. We're going to go over kind of what we're talking about with the media too. Oh my gosh. Just so you guys know, yes, we are monetized now on YouTube. It's kind of an experiment to make sure we can, move up in the follows and the subs, because we've been kind of hidden. Thank you guys so much. I mean, if you want to donate, it's not mandatory, but thank you very much, because we're going to be the new media. Shady, I just wanted to quickly address that. And just thank you guys very much for the support, as we're being shielded very, very hard on the boards. And we're going to kind of talk about that a little bit, but let's continue on these Q posts. So on Q post 2673, Q reposted D Party Con from 11/3/18, and it was called, the photo is D Party Con JPEG. I always like to look at the D Party Con and the names of the images. So D Party Con, when you can't raise money organically through party individual donations, voter base, you steal it from the American taxpayer and give it back to yourself in the form of campaign contributions. Example 1, Planned Parenthood. 1.5 billion provided in taxpayer funding over 3-year period. Case 1, Planned Parenthood spent 30 million disclosed real estimates close to 65 million in taxpayer subsidies to influence the outcome of the 2018 midterm elections. Conclusion: should it be legal for taxpayers, D plus R plus independent, funded organization to donate massive amounts of money to the D party in an effort to sway an election? D_insider_term T_wash. Reread drops regarding Soros and taxpayer funding. Your hard-earned tax dollars at work. Vote, vote, vote. Q. And then Q goes on to Charlie Kirk tweet. Fake news. Control over those who do not think for themselves limits exposure of truth. D Party Con. And we'll go back over to the thread to show you the tweet from Charlie Kirk. Planned Parenthood spent $30 million to help Democrats win back the House, yet we still give them $500 million in taxpayer funding each year. If they have that kind of cash and engage in blatant partisan activity, why am I forced to fund them with my money? Why is that, Shady? Charlie Kirk, congratulations on being queued. A wonderful tweet. You've been queued, Charlie. Shady, you want to add on to that?
And I want to overlay this. This is very important. This is very, very important for not only people to understand, but for you to let other people understand. This is a model. Everything that we're exposing is a model. It all works the same thing, almost like a fractal. Like it's the same con all the way down, and you start to see it whether you're dealing with the Federal Reserve, the IMF, or you're dealing with slush funds, or you're dealing with foreign aid, or you're dealing with the Red Cross, or you're dealing with all this charity foundation organizations. This whole structure that's set up works just like this. You get you get funding that comes in, and then you take that funding that you get, and then it comes back around. That every organization that is a foreign aid organization works in this structure. So whenever Q started out earlier, these slush funds everywhere, think about the landscape of like, how do you navigate whenever you can't even find the feet of the creature, much less the head, to wade through all of the bureaucratic corruption. I mean, top to bottom, all involved. I know it's hard to get it in your head,
Yeah.
but they're all involved and they all know it, and they all think you are sheep. One thing I want to mention, Matrix, real quick, that is a big point that I think a lot of people might not be aware of. But since the inception of our republic, there have only been roughly 11,000 elected members. Now, you think about that, that's not very many people considering we're currently a country of 300 million plus, and we've only elected 11,000 total officials to represent us over the course of our republic. We have to really start to ingrain the understanding of how easy it is for people in the proper positions to pull the proper strings and everyone else to fall in line. And the narrative is the government is too stupid to accomplish things. That's the trick they've pulled on you. They've made you think that we're too dumb to do stuff, so nothing ever gets done. The truth is, they do exactly what they want to do, and they lie as much as possible. Now you have a president standing there, and he is taking away all of the fluff off the lie, and he's telling you what's going on. And Q's doing the same thing.
Absolutely.
This is comms from both of them coming this week, and it's escalating quickly, Matrix.
Yep, and I think we're going to go over some of that too with the comms, right, between Q and POTUS. And Sheila there said that Charlie Kirk has been cued by POTUS and Q, if you will. So it's amazing. So thank you for that, Patriot. I appreciate that. So here we go. We got Donald Trump tweets special place regarding White House and Camp David. Let's take a look at the Q post. So, Shady, if you can see this right here, this is the Q post talking about special place. Okay, POTUS said, "Wish I could share with everyone the beauty and majesty of being in the White House and looking outside at the snow-filled lawns and rose garden. Really is something special. Special country, special place." Then, Anons obviously dig on what POTUS says with keywords, and I'm noticing, a pattern here with some all caps, right? And we've got Q POTUS 1, Q POTUS 2, Q POTUS 3, Q POTUS 4 with the 10 in the kill box, Q POTUS 5, special place. Wire drops highlighted by POTUS shortly thereafter. Coincidence or message? The Great Awakening. POTUS today, unlocked. So this was Q post 365. And I'm going to go through a couple of more here with you guys that I found.
365. This is December 18, 2017. And notice also just to throw in real quick, the word shutdown right at the top.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Thank you for pointing that out. Let me go back to that to show you that. My bad. Yes.
Learn double meanings as well, and the 10 out from the POTUS 4. So this looks like there is scheduled somewhere between 15 and 5 direct comms that will contain something that may connect each to this drop. This is kind of how I read this. Maybe not.
That's right. And we'll go through and these are just theories, right? So on Wednesday, December 11th, 2017, Q said on 3:30, "We have a really special place picked out for George Soros, GS, really special, Q." Then on Wednesday, December 13th, quotes, "special, Q." And then Q reposted all of that. 3:39, "We have a really special place picked out for GS, really special." Q asked about the ownership of voting machines before. They knew GS was going to mess with the numbers. This was the plan, a very special place. What would be the penalty for stealing elections? And Q reposted that. So we've got some special place with George Soros involved. And this is... right here, this is the Camp David, Donald Trump, saying, "Wonderful weekend at Camp David, a very special place. A lot of very important work done. Heading back to the White House now." And obviously that was the 17th of December, and on the 18th of December, Monday, special place. Why are drops highlighted by POTUS shortly thereafter? Coincidence or message? And that's exactly almost a 1-year delta, Shady, right?
Yep.
All right, so that's interesting stuff. We're going through that. Here's the other one here too. Again, just to show you so you can see it bigger. We have a special place picked out for George Soros. Very special. And heading down, we've been getting a lot of flack for talking about Alexa, right? And it's really awesome because I know that it's clowns in America. But if you're typing right now a comment, press 1 right now. If you hear me and you love this show right now, press 1. And while you're pressing 1, think about this. You're on a spy device. While you're watching TV, you're on a spy device.
While you're doing your laundry.
While you're doing your laundry with your smart washer, you're on a spy device. While you're talking and texting to your son or daughter, you're on a spy device, as are them.
While your security system is connected through the internet.
You're on a spy device. If you have a car that's past 1995, you are on a spy device. So it's funny that I'm getting a lot of flack where I'm supporting a Patriot at Enki, ENKI 74 on Twitter, who actually figured out how to use one of the spy devices that are spying on us to our benefit, right? You're not going to escape it. You're not going to escape it, guys. So sorry to hear the news about Jeff Bezos being taken down by a competitor whose reporting, I understand, is far more accurate than the reporting in his lobbyist newspaper, the Amazon Washington Post. Hopefully, the paper will soon be placed in better and more responsible hands. So Bozo equals the clown. Bozo the clown. I grew up with Bozo. Clowns in America is a CIA asset. So basically saying that Jeff Bezos is a CIA asset, right? So why would the paper be placed in better and more responsible hands, Shady? What could that be? I mean, could that be about the divorce possibly?
I think he might be talking about his wife.
Right? It could be Bezos' wife.
He's like, I don't want to be with the clown anymore.
Right. So no such agency versus clowns in America. Today, now, what is being revealed? What will it lead to? P.S. Faces of lawmakers stepping out. Focus. When did Adamar step down? Reconcile. Nunez, Gowdy, DOJ, FBI. Next, 1/2 Q. So we have control, according to Q Post, of the NSA. And it is the NSA versus the clowns of America, and we're looking at merging the two or getting rid of the CIA because it's too corrupt, according to past Q posts. So, future will prove past on this. So here's a really cool picture. I hope you guys like it. It is of Jeff Bezos. I just had to put that together. I believe Joe M at what is it, Joe M at oh my gosh, at The Storm is Upon Us did this original one, but I had to drop in the Q post because it was awesome, and I said, "Why so CIA-rious?" I hope you guys like that. Sometimes we have to have a little bit of fun, right?
Now we've got him, and then we've got Schumer as the Penguin. The whole cast is coming together.
The whole cast and crew. All right, so then there's this brilliant anon theory about the possibility of George Soros' death, as we talked about earlier. Look, this is a theory. I thought it was very interesting. This is Q Post 330, 11 December 2017. We have this special place, right? So the question the anon brings up is George Soros dead? Trump tweet special place. We just went over that. Trump tweet a line from a poem about his father dying. And then there's a Maggie tweet, Haberman, about he is dying. Trump tweet said dead on. So we have a special place for George Soros. So just to show you some of these things, here's Maggie Haberman. Apparently that tweet is unavailable. I don't know why, but he's dying to talk about this, right?
Yeah, I think she might have taken that down or something.
Well, it would have been his because its tweet is unavailable. It's interesting. Then you've got the border. So this also makes sense with George Soros because the Trump portrait of an unsustainable border crisis is dead on. Border crisis funded by who, Shady? George Soros?
Oh my goodness, Mr. Soros again, huh?
Right. So in the last 2 years, ICE officers made 266,000 arrests of aliens with criminal records, including those charged or convicted of 100,000 assaults, 30,000 sex crimes, and 4,000 violent killings. American Southern ... So this is a brilliant anon theory. And then also, we do not say his name and George Soros around the 18th of January, 2018. So in 4 days, this would be Who's not going to who's not going to Davos, right? So there's something in this here, guys. It's 550 post. Just a brilliant anon theory. I kind of took it a little further. Let me know what you guys think, and you can go to my Twitter feed. It's linked here underneath the video, and give me some comments because you guys are brilliant. Also, Shady, with the lights on Q post here, 2672 talked about lights on, and then 1602 said the fight to keep the lights off is all that matters to you. You will fail. The American people are awake. You lost control. Sheep no more. You underestimated their resolve and their ability to free think away from the pipeline narrative. We will declass. We will shine light. There is nowhere to hide. No amount of money, influence, or power can stop this. Our rights are to secure and protect at all costs, then become justified. We stand at the ready. Red wave, white squall. In God we trust. Q. I thought that was an amazing graphic there. Then 113 yesterday, he real Donald Trump tweeted about the endless wars. Again, Shady, we're talking about everything that's in caps with this. Maybe these are Q POTUS proofs, right? According to the post we read over earlier.
Yeah.
So he said, likewise, do not want the Kurds to provoke Turkey. Russia, Iran, and Syria have been the biggest beneficiaries of the long-term U.S. policy of destroying ISIS and Syria, natural enemies. We also benefit, but it's now time to bring our troops back home. Stop the endless wars. So stop the endless wars. I kind of went on to this, Shady. If you want to go ahead and just read the top to the blue.
U.S. taxpayers are paying for it all. Paris Accords scam trillions. Red Cross scam billions. Foreign aid scam trillions. War scam trillions. And on and on and on.
Endless wars, on and on
Endless
and on.
war. And we know from the study of these creatures' beliefs that is all they know is destruction and war and destruction and sabotage and war. That is what they must implement, and they're trying to trick everybody on planet Earth into thinking that is some sort of choice in war is inevitable. It's just not true.
Absolutely. And then also I did wars too, right? Because why are we here? Why are we providing crumbs? This is Q Post 563. Building the army. Think memo. Building the army. Guys, we're the Q Army. Hashtag Q Army. Building the army. This is why we chose this hashtag Q Army. This post. All right? Why are we here? Why are we providing crumbs? Think memo. Building the army. Not convinced this is spreading. You, the people, have the power. You, the people, just forgot how to play. Together, you are strong. Apart, you are weak. They want you divided. They want race wars. They want class wars. They want religious wars. They want political wars. Endless wars. They want you divided. Learn. For God and country, learn. Stay strong. Stay together. Fight, fight, fight. This is more important than you can imagine. Q.
January 19, 2018.
Popcorn.
That right there is a popcorn day, 1 year delta.
And Trump talked about endless wars. 5-5 anons, what do you think? Are we onto something here maybe? I don't know. Let's check it out. So here we go. This was a great meme here. People will be exposed. People are going to be exposed. No one ever thought possible. The people that are going to be exposed, no one ever thought possible. So that was out of the Judge Jeannie interview. It's linked in this thread. I highly recommend you go ahead and watch that. It's amazing. There's so many Q-isms. Shady, if you want to just do a quick summation of what you want to say about the Judge Jeannie.
Well, I wanted to say how impressive he was, because he is now, he doesn't have to act weak now. Earlier in his presidency, he's had to portray himself as, I don't understand what's going on. This is ridiculous. Kind of taking that position, whereas now he's turned it around. He said, now I get what they were doing. I see how they were attacking me. And she asked him about, oh, what about declassify? And he said, I will do it. I will do it when the time is right. Specifically said that. And he said that I'm going to expose people that you would never believe could be exposed. And when he said that, there's no way he isn't talking about the Q operation. He is literally talking to all of the anons around planet Earth. This movement is huge. This is huge, guys. I mean, I'm seeing parades in Italy, in France, like
We have Switzerland in the house here too. This is worldwide, Shady.
it is, and it's
South
about
Africa's here. Australia. I'm sorry. Long Island, New York. See, that's another country. Love you, Long Island. I lived there for many years. Go ahead, Shade. I didn't mean to interrupt your thought.
No, it's good, but I just wanted to reiterate how impressed I was with his speech or with his interview on the phone with her, and the edges of this are organically hitting the mainstream. Now we're looking at our 1 year delta coming around on the Q post, on the Q clock. Things are lining up, and he says we're 2 days ahead of schedule, but this is all literally been started out, put in place, set in motion to show us when the time, so we would all know. That's the only reason for this operation. No way we could pull this off without millions of informed anons around the world. There's just no way. Not without us having all this information on our hard drives, having all this information stored in our heads. I like to say to people that, people are like, oh, we've disseminated so much information. I was like, well, I think that we've just gotten the zip file downloaded, and once we spring this thing open, you're not going to really believe how much information is in here.
Yeah, and to great summation, I think. And Patriots, thank you so much. We're all family here. Trumpy says this isn't an American plan; it's worldwide. Where we go one, we go worldwide. And that is very, very true. So thanks, Trumpy, for that. Also, to continue on our all caps rant here, look at this, Shady. The fake news gets crazier and more dishonest every single day. Amazing to watch as certain people covering me and the tremendous success of the administration have truly gone mad. Their fake reporting creates anger and disunity. Take 2 weeks off and come back rested. Chill. I love it. I love our POTUS. All right, so look at this. So Q post 2658. He was talking about the successes. They refuse to cover the successes. This is from January 6, 2019. This is about how if you look at all they refuse to provide coverage of the successes and this post here. So this was an amazing post. I have it in full here. Impeach narrative, right? So this is the one where I wanted to kind of, just take you through. But we are giving, okay, so the part I want to read you is power to declass crucial docs, provide the public with the truth, transparency, power to give back power to give back power to the people as intended by our fathers, leaders of the free world. So look, the MSM has failed us. We have many people wanting to become the new MSM, ourselves included, and here we go, right? So this is it. So we have another mad talking about they're not covering the tremendous successes of the administration post. I thought that was interesting, and there could be more. Go to my thread, add your, dig a little bit, and let me know what you guys come up with, because this is not about me, you, anybody else. This is much bigger than all of us. Stay the course, Anons. And what I want to do too, Shady, I want to, let people know, stay the course, Patriots. Attacks intensify. As you guys have all noticed, the attacks on me have really intensified. And I want to point you to a Q post. 8chan. New tactic. Buckle up. Media matters. 4chan. Narrative plus Q anything. Clowns and Twitter push. MSM overdrive. Drive all for a LARP. I'm being attacked where, Shady? Am I being attacked on 8chan for bringing out the truth, for talking to people, to try to do something with my life, because we've got a new year and I'm turning into a new person possibly? And I just want to let you guys know that I'm very thankful to be here. So been attacked big time.
Well, I appreciate all the support it's not. It hasn't maybe been as intense as I thought it would be, but it is out there, and the support of the people who are behind us is tremendous. And we see something, and that there's lightning in a bottle, and it's like if we have an opportunity to create a platform where we can actually bring patriot, anon, creator voices to the conversation, to literally into our conversation, sitting here with us, so easy. This is going to be so amazing to have any voices really that are part of this whole behind the scene thing that we've been doing for a year. Will have a voice to come forward and speak directly to people, and to bring their message of love and hope and encouragement and support of the president. Matrix and I represent a very, very, very large number of patriots out there who stand behind us, who love us, who have protected us during this incubation period of what are we going to do? How do we organize this? How do we bring you guys together? How do we break the mainstream media? Meaning, how do we do something completely different that isn't dependent on large corporations paying people to not tell you things? That's the difference here.
Out of the echo chamber, guys. And look, I-70 says don't feed the trolls or the shills or whatever. I just want to let you know that Q warned us about this, so I actually consider it a huge badge of honor. The people take time to make those memes about me on 8chan, I think is wonderful, because their division is sliding the board, you see, and they're not, Q is posting and they're worried about attacking me, little old me. So Q post 2602. And this must be why the shills are spewing everywhere. Love it. And this is 12 December 2018, 1 year marker. You see, panic is good. Fake news attacks, blue check mark attacks, shill attacks, badge of honor, over the target, Q. I'd like to think that I'm over the target, being, Q'd honorably 4 times with my Trust the Plan thread. Recently, and as of more recently, when I decided to put a website out there, Q also pointed to me, and also with the Paysur thread, I was queued. So there's something to that, Shady. It's not just a coincidence. So you only catch flack when you're over the target.
And that's their only tactic.
That's their only tactic. That's their only tactic. So look at this. This is what happens when you're a threat to the MSM old guard. Coincidence? Threats, scare tactics deployed. Fear not, Q. And I am not fearing. I am here with you today. We're trying out new times, trying out new things, wanting to get the word out, leaving the echo chamber. And thank you all for being here today. So that's that post here. And this is the one that Shady and I were looking for diligently today.
I was like, where was this?
I know. And this is from 8/1/18. So this is coming up, right? This is going to be in August, right? So I would love to be there for you when this all happens. So this is the Q post talking about the MSM, and all the different attacks that the MSM has. Twitter today released a ban. Was Twitter told by the MSM to demonstrate impact? Do you think they got the 4 a.m. memo? Coincidence? All for a conspiracy? Enjoy the show, Q. And these are all the attacks up there. We've seen them. They're all the attacks on Q and how irrelevant he is, or Q, or they are. But Q says, you are now the mainstream. Handle with care. The Great Awakening. Where we go one, we go all. Q.
And and that's relevant. That is so relevant to every anon out there. I don't care where you are. That is directly to us. And it is saying what is at the core motivating you that you're ignoring. Pay attention to it, incubate it, think that it is part of you again, and start to move in that direction, because that is your light. That is where you're supposed to be headed. And life in the future is going to be different than life was in the past for every one of us, all of us, worldwide. Humanity is not at each other's throats. The people who control us are.
Hey, Shady, I got a guest speaker, Britt Hume. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to let you know not to listen to this guy. You need to listen to Britt Hume on Fox News tonight.
So, oh man, Britt. All right, oh man, just get this guy out of here. Britt, get out of here. All right. So that's basically the post that we have today. Look at some of these great Anon comments here. Look at this, like look, the House of Cards, Bruce Orr. Look at this, wonderful memes. Keep them coming. John Brennan is an evil man. Absolutely. We are truth, guys. We're not going to be we're not going to waver in any way.
We're not gonna waver. And we did. If you guys didn't get to check it out, we were actually on Red State Radio last week with Tori Says. The video is here on In the Matrix channel, and we had a great interview with her. We've gotten lots and lots of feedback from people who heard us that day, and so just to encourage everybody out there, we can continue to sit around and talk to ourselves and convince ourselves that this is going on. But Matrix and I truly believe that this is the only way to get this out to the world, is to keep driving this narrative and only interface with people who want to talk to us, who cannot censor us. We will not be censored. The future of media is uncensored political speech. There is a lot going on behind the scenes. I mean, a lot of excitement among everyone that we're working with, and almost this the clattering of things occurring and people doing new stuff now. So I want to encourage everybody out there as much as I can for that. And also
find your creativity. Go ahead.
Yeah, last night I went on and did a little WQMTV over on Truth for Freedom. So if you guys want a little soundtrack to about an hour or so worth of music with us all hanging out together, that was pretty fun. So maybe check that out. Might be doing a little bit more of that in the future, because Patriot Radio is gonna be huge.
Yes, and we want to encourage that. Also, you were just talking about the Tori Says interview. That is on this channel. I did upload it to the In the Matrix channel here for your listening pleasure. It was a great interview. And then IRL Radio Studios on YouTube here. Go check it out. I'll provide a link, up in this thread maybe for you guys, so you can check it out. I want to just also give a special thanks to Real Mad Dog 58 at the Real Mad Dog 58. He made me this little meme. All social media platforms becoming an echo chamber within the Matrix.
Can you hear me now?
We're getting out of this stuff, guys. Thank you, Shady. Thank you for being here. Patriots, thank you so much. We love you so much, and I want to just let you know that we're here for you, and we're not going to waver. We will keep being good stewards to Q, POTUS, Anons, Patriots.
General Flynn
for sure. So thank you guys very much, and I just want to say, subscribe to this channel, donate if you want. It's not mandatory. Information is always free. I want to do this for you and bring you guys good content along with Shady Groove. Don't forget to check out at In the Matrix with 3 X's on Twitter, at Shady Groove with 3 O's on Twitter. It's really easy to remember. 3 X's, 3 O's. We were meant to be. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and take us out, Shady.
Thank you very much, Patriots. We will see you soon.
Thank you. Much love, Patriots.